She walked away from a $550 million lawsuit with $0, and nobody's talking about why. 2 weeks. That's all the time was left before one of the most explosive celebrity trials in years was set to begin. Taylor Swift listed as a potential witness. Ryan Reynolds named in the filings. $60 million already torched in legal fees, combined between two former co-stars who could barely look at each other. And then, without warning, Blake Lively pulls the plug. No apology. No admission. No payout. Just a joint statement and a quiet. So now we have to ask, was this Blake's decision? Or was it the decision that made the most sense for two careers, two brands, and a marriage under enormous pressure? Here's the real question, and I want you to be honest in the comments. If Ryan really had been urging her to settle for a year, does that change how you see this? Yes or no, go. And then, just to pile on, within days of the settlement, Westchester County records show 5 contractors filed mechanics liens against Blake and Ryan's upstate New York estate. $2.1 million in unpaid construction debt. One contractor alone, Flower Construction, is claiming $1,356,157.54 for structural framing, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, custom finishes. The works. And then, silence. No statement. No explanation. Here's where it stands right now. Blake showed up to a Fendi event in New York this week looking effortlessly put together. Black tank, trench coat, Fendi baguette, the full package. Bright smile. Moving forward, publicly at least. But behind that smile, the legal fight isn't actually over. She's still pushing to have Baldoni cover her legal fees from his failed $400 million defamation countersuit, the one a judge dismissed last year. She wants compensatory damages tripled. Punitive damages. She filed motions. And then, the judge rejected her request to even submit additional arguments before making a final ruling. So she settled the main case, got no money, and is now being blocked from fully pursuing the fees case. Baldoni's lawyers reportedly spent $60 million combined across both sides. She didn't get a penny of that back. Not yet, anyway. And layered over all of it? TikTok has exploded with theories that Taylor Swift privately pressured Lively to settle ahead of potential wedding plans with Travis Kelce. For the record, there is zero verified evidence of this. No court filings. No confirmed sources. No official statements from Swift or her team. This is pure fan speculation, and it needs to be labeled as exactly that. But the fact that it's spreading this fast tells you everything about how hungry people are for an explanation, because the official story just doesn't fully add up. Let's actually sit with what happened here, because I think there are a few different ways to read it. The legal reality is this. When 10 of your 13 claims get dismissed by a federal judge, your leverage at the negotiating table takes a serious hit. That's just facts. Whatever the full truth is about what happened on that set, the legal case got significantly weaker before the trial even started. The career reality is different. Hollywood sources, and this is a real quote that was widely reported by former Hollywood director Fran Weinstein, described Lively as effectively persona non grata right now. The industry doesn't want to go near that fire. That's not me editorializing. That's the word on the street from people inside the business. Fans online are genuinely split. Some see the settlement as a dignified exit from a losing position. Others feel it was a capitulation, that the absence of any financial recovery after nearly 2 years of fighting and claiming $300 million in damages feels deeply hollow. Here's my take, and this is purely my opinion. I think the settlement was the rational decision made under enormous pressure from multiple directions. The weakened legal position, the career damage that was actively continuing, the personal toll on her family. But rational decisions and satisfying endings are two very different things. Do you think Blake's reputation can actually recover from this? Genuinely, what do you think her next move should be? Tell me in the comments. One thing industry insiders are reportedly watching, and this is unconfirmed, so take it as speculation only, is whether Lively pivots back toward production work rather than on-screen roles in the near term, letting the public narrative cool while she rebuilds behind the camera. Completely unverified. but not an unreasonable read of the situation. This story is far from finished. The fees case is still live. The $2.1 million in contractor liens is still sitting on that property. And neither side has said everything they're allowed to say. Next week, we're going into the case that everyone forgot about, the Norwegian journalist who says her 2016 interview with Blake nearly ended her career, and why she's only now speaking fully about what happened that day. It's a different angle on the same pattern, and it connects in ways you won't expect. If you want that video the second it drops, you know what to do. Subscribe and turn the notification on, because this is the kind of story that moves fast. Drop your hottest take in the comments, and I'll pin the most interesting one. And I'll leave you with this. She walked out of that courthouse with her dignity, her marriage, and her freedom from a legal war that was bleeding her dry. But she also walked out with no money, a weakened reputation, and over $2 million in unpaid bills sitting on her dream home. Was it strength? Or was it survival?